When do ducks wake up? At the quack of dawn. How did the hipster burn his mouth? He ate the pizza before it was cool. I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
Okay, give it up for Kasha Davis in the studio. Thank you, everybody. Hi, it's me, Trixie Mattel, and welcome back to The Pit Stop, the show where we recap RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 6. Today we are on Episode 9, and our guest today is the domestic goddess herself, Mrs. Kasha Davis. Woo!
Woo! Hi, Trixie Mattel.
Can you hear me now?
I'm so excited for all this modern technology we have right now. I don't know if you know this, but this phone can go on speaker. Hang on. Look at that. I'm on speakerphone. It's fantastic. Yeah.
You look so beautiful. I can't even take it. I don't ask all the guests this. Can you lean in and just show the face today? You look so beautiful.
My face? Well, you know what? It's because of this industrial strength ring light. You just wash an old woman out. And, I put on some NYX cosmetics because, what am I doing? I'm making lemonade out of lemons here. Who's zooming who right here? This is fantastic.
Well, apparently the gay clubs have been closed, but it looks like you've got your own little gay club going on here.
Well, yes. See, I've been performing here in the basement right next to my best friends, the water pump and sump pump. So it's been terrific. Getting really close with them. And my, big pile of paper towels and toilet paper from Costco. Because that's, I'm a suburban housewife with nothing else to do.
I believe it. When you said my best friend, the water pump, I was like, how is Darian?
Oh gosh, Darien Lake. Did you see her? She's no longer Darien Lake, she's Darien Pond. She's just this tiny sprig of a thing. I don't even know what's happening.
Girl, how have you been? How have the suburban housewives been surviving?
Oh gosh, I am the self-proclaimed queen of the cul-de-sac. And I said sack. And basically, I have just been doing, what everybody else has been doing, trying to make work in the basement, saying happy birthday to people on Cameo, and then I read 100 children's books over my social media, Snatch and Twatter and Faceplace. I was able to do Storytime Live 100 books during the pandemic, which was just really actually a delight.
I didn't even know you could read. Kasha, I'm so happy you're here today. We did season 7. Oh.
My earbud just dropped down my cleavage.
She listens with her breasts, ladies and gentlemen, okay? We did season 7 so long ago. Does it feel like long ago, or does it just feel like yesterday?
Girl, first of all, I wasn't sober then. I'm just now turning 6 years sober, which is a miracle and a half. I was drinking so much, I realized I was allergic to alcohol. Every time I drank, I broke out in handcuffs. Aha! And, yeah, it was a long time ago.
You got home 5th on season 7.
I think something like that, yeah. You and I were, in and around that same stage, and then you came back and the conjoined twins.
They wanted to get us out of there, Kasha. They couldn't take us. They couldn't take talent. They couldn't take beauty.
Exactly, that's what it was.
Sorry.
You have some of those, and I have both, which is great.
I mean, obviously, you know a lot of the girls. Do you have any personal horses in the race?
Of course, I just love my sister Pandora Box. It was good to see her get another chance. And I always say it was really wonderful seeing her, going to Hollywood to be a star. And she's back to do my brunch. She's going to be here in a couple days. But
sorry, she's back to cook your brunch.
Exactly. And of course, Kylie, she's such a sweet darling. It's exciting to see her. I mean, really, it's a fun group. And then there's Ginger. That's my sister. I gotta be happy for her. That's in the contract. Anyway.
Kasha, let's get into it. Last week, our season 7 sister, Ginger Minj, won the Snatch Game of Love, but sadly sent home Pandora Box. You're close to Pandora. What do you think it meant for Pandora to be back competing this season?
I mean, I think it means the world. It's a wonderful opportunity for any of us to have the opportunity to be exposed all over the world. So, Pandora was sort of feeling like, am I fading away? It was a long time ago. So she was great to be back on.
So Ginger's coming off her 2nd win, and she is undoubtedly one of the front runners. What do you know about Ginger as a competitor?
I mean, she doesn't shut the hell up. I mean, that's the thing about Ginger. She knows how to play the game. She's a talented queen We know this. She's a worker, but she really knows how to play the game.
Ginger's actually just a really good performer. If you stripped that person of her wig and her glamour and all that, she's still just hilarious.
I mean, she's seasoned. She's worked the gigs. She's worked the brunches. She's worked the tours. She's been on the big stages and the big tours and this, so she gets out there and she continues to develop and work that craft. So she's fantastic.
She's been on the big stages and back to the small ones.
Exactly.
So Trinity is the other queen who has 2 wins, but fell into the bottom during Snatch Game. Track records are clearly playing a part in the queen's decisions. Kasha, what are your thoughts on track records on All Stars?
Well, I mean, again, that's part of the decision-making process, right? We're going to look back and see the history and make a decision based on, how somebody's performed. But I think, it comes down to the moment. We all have to live in the moment. And how are we doing right there and make a decision right in that particular episode or day?
Yeah, because honestly, I mean, not to be messy, if you win the challenge in All Stars, you win the right to vote for anyone for any reason. You could just pick it because you don't like her.
That's right. Simply just because you don't like her. And I think that's the chance that you take, and then you're really trying to make those, you're making those quick relationships, but yet trying to make them as genuine as possible because you want people to be on your side.
Is that a good way of deciding how to choose a lipstick track record?
Yeah, sure. Track record, color of their hair, outfit, I don't know. I mean, let's just face it. People want the drama, right? That's why they're watching. They want to see, oh, she's going to make a decision based on the track record, but bam, she went in because, she had too small of a corset. I don't know.
Kasha, we made it to the top 5. What do you think about this group of queens? We have Kylie, we have Raja, we have Eureka, we have Ginger, and we have Trinity.
It's a fun group. First and foremost, I'm very, excited to see Kylie there in that top 5 representing. And honestly, Raja I'm wearing purple. I don't know. It was sort of kismet. She's delivering, She's not wearing flames. We know that. She's wearing purple.
I mean, Tina Burner's at home watching right now going, oh, that's how you make a color work.
Exactly. Yes.
You don't really have a color, do you?
Well, I wear green a lot because it annoys Michelle Visage. I think she is honestly one of the most beautiful women I have ever seen. And I say that because so many people say we look like sisters. So I just think she's gorgeous.
You look like a sister that they discovered in one of her moles years after she was born. It's just the teeth and the spine and a couple pieces of hair.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Eureka is the one queen without a win. Do you think that's frustrating for her?
Absolutely. You can just see the defeat, the frustration, the whole I'm a bridesmaid, I'm not gonna make it, I've not had this. It really was weighing on her.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's not even a bridesmaid right now. She's the bridesmaid. RuPaul goes, you don't have a win yet. And she goes, yeah, everybody's been bringing it up. She was sick of hearing about it. So Ru enters the workroom and announces that this week we have a mini challenge where the queens are choosing All-Star 6 superlatives. What did you think about this?
I had to Google what superlative was first because again, I am not very smart. And but then I thought it was cute. We're all back in school and you can see Ginger up front just trying to get all the attention, throwing those airplanes. And I was like, oh, come on, girl.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You got that feeling of back to school and you can see that moment started to affect everybody.
Yeah, it started out kind of funny and then it started to get kind of like, oh, well, I didn't know you would joke about that. I'm fine. I'm not offended. Drag queens love to be like, I'm not mad. And like their eye is twitching. Do you know what I mean?
That's okay. That's fine. My least favorite word. I'm fine. No, you're not fine.
When you were in high school, which was just a few years ago, did you have like a superlative most likely to or anything?
Oh, let's see. I was most unique style. And I grew up in a small town outside of Scranton, Pennsylvania. So, if you were wearing anything besides, Wranglers and a t-shirt, your style was the most unique.
I think I was most likely to be famous and most musically talented. Nothing's changed.
Oh, look at you.
So what do you think about that shady question at the end about who's going home next?
Oh, I think that's again something you've just got to be ready for and just go with your gut. It's the fun of the game, right? Just say who you think's going home next and go for it.
I know that on Drag Race, we're supposed to be like, I don't want to say. When it's RuPaul asking me to say what I think, I never have a problem saying it.
Right.
It's like, who do you want to go home? I'm like, her. So how do you think this mini challenge would have gone over on season 7?
Oh.
It depends on the question, I think. Because it's like, who here's the biggest bitch? There's not enough cards. There's not enough pencils to write with. Like, what would your superlative be on season 7?
For me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they'd be like, she's the substitute teacher.
Yeah, voted most likely to step into the role of teacher in case the real teacher is gone. Yes.
Exactly, yeah.
So Ginger and Kylie win the mini challenge. Yes, God. Yay.
It's the only thing I won with Miss Katya when we did our little red carpet there, when I pulled out Joan Rivers.
Oh, right.
Yes, nobody remembers that.
No, I do. What did you win for the mini challenge?
Nothing.
So this week for the Maxi Challenge, the queens have to transform into live action drag tots characters. What do you think of the idea of this challenge?
Oh my gosh. Well, first, you know I love the idea of drag queens, story time, because frankly, as we know from DragCon, kids are rushing out to see drag. The parents are there for it. So I think that it's fantastic. I'm a part of this particular episode because of my passion for Imagination Station and working with the kids.
Well, on the pit stop, we do try to get guests that sort of match the passion project. And you're a little bit more of an expert on children's programming than most drag queens. Most drag queens, like me, would like to stay 6 feet away from kids forever, Corona or not. So
Exactly.
what is the key to doing well in a challenge like this?
In a challenge like this, you need to listen to your heart and to the base of your genuine self. Who are you? Kids, they love the fact that you're dressed up and they're gonna believe everything, but the message needs to be very clear for them.
Because it's children's programming, it has to be a very clear concept, right?
I think so. I think it needs to be a clear concept. You need to be passionate about it. And I think Ru mentioned it because certainly I agree. You have to have some humor for the adults too.
You do that really well.
Well, thanks.
Like a Bugs Bunny or an Elvira, where if there is an adult nod, it's buried deep enough that the kid won't get it.
Exactly. It should go over their heads. Most likely it'll go over their heads.
It'll probably go over Ginger's head too.
Well, I mean, that's easy.
Off the top of your head, what direction do you think you would have gone in with your character?
Without a doubt, I would be a lunch lady. I mean, you have to go true to your most genuine self.
Do what you know.
Do what you know and be like, hey kids, it's gonna be all right.
Kasha, lunch lady is such a good idea. I don't know what I would have done. Oh,
come on.
I play guitar and I was a Boy Scout. Maybe I would do like a camp counselor.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like badges and a guitar, sort of like, always wear your seatbelt, like songs like that. I don't know. I hate kids so much that my songs for the kids would be like, you're not as horrible as you think.
I'm gonna challenge you. I don't think you hate kids because so much of your audience is that adolescent age group.
Yeah, and them.
I don't know. They're still kids too. Just remember, as you get older, a 20-year-old is a kid.
That's a really good point. Oh, God. Okay. I love kids. Was that convincing? I think my eye twitched when I said that. We'll try it again later. So in the workroom, the mini challenge is messing with Trinity's head and also inspiring Raja to confront Eureka. Do you think that could impact lipstick choices later on?
I think it can. You can see Trinity sort of like rattled. And let's face it, those days, whether it was season 7 or an all-star season, they're long, exhausting days.
Yeah.
Those little moments can really bring you down.
Eureka mentions to Ru that she wants to play a villain. What a stretch. Do you think that's a good idea?
I do. I thought it was, when I first heard it, I was excited for her because, if you think about some of the Disney villains, I mean, they're just delicious. They're perfect for a drag queen. And there's so much there that you can make funny. I was excited for her.
Ru tells Kylie that she was so happy with her performance as Dolly Parton in Snatch Game. Kasha, who were you planning to do in the season 7 Snatch Game?
Oh my gosh, I knew you were going to ask this question. And so, first and foremost was Joan Rivers, and then secondly was Liza Minnelli. They were packed and ready. But as I was going down through the days in our season, I realized you better pull out some kind of a character, show people what you can do, because I kind of felt like the direction it was going in. I just had an instinct feeling.
You were like, I better do this character now. This is gonna get horrible.
Exactly.
Ru doesn't love the name of Raja's original character. Did you also hear Queen Seaman?
Oh my God. As soon as she said that, I heard Queen Seaman and I was like, no!
That's what I thought she was saying for a kids program.
Oh my gosh, I did too, and I was like, ooh, that's just not gonna go over well.
Yeah, on one hand, I'm like, normalize, sexuality, normalize body parts, and then I'm like, well, it is a kids program. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
This challenge is unique because it really is a design challenge since the queens have to make their look. Kasha, do you sew?
No, I do not. I am not Amish, and I have good credit. I do not need to make my own clothes.
Yeah, do you do hair?
I can. I mean, if I need to, I can.
Yeah. So you don't do costumes, you don't make hair. We know you're not funny. What do you do? Just kidding.
Exactly. I can't pronounce words. Welcome. But listen, I can roll with the punches. I can continue. I'm a survivor.
Such a stupid
I am.
Between Raja's mental spiral and Kylie having difficulty constructing a look, did you notice the tension in the room?
I noticed the tension in the room. I saw Kylie have to go and take a mental break. I mean, she was falling apart trying to figure out what to make. I mean, let's face the facts. If she just goes out there, even with a kids show and just had just a couple pieces of material, she's stunning. No matter what. And then you got Eureka rolling around on the floor. I don't know what.
Oh Eureka was cutting out fabric and aerobic activity.
She was rolling around on the floor.
It's part of the creative process is to freak out a little bit. So by the makeup mirror, the queens share memories of being a toddler. Kasha, do you have any memories from 1917?
When I was a little boy, girl, gal, girl, boy, fella, I used to sit on the side of the tub and watch my mother put on pounds and pounds of makeup just for breakfast. And to me, that was like that moment where I was like, that's what I want to be. I knew I wanted to be fabulous like these ladies in my family. My grandmother was a vaudeville whistler back in her day, and boy, could she blow. So I'm a lot like her too. And, and so I wanted that. And that was something that, I had to suppress. And so I think sometimes that's why drag is so important to me, because I'm able to celebrate that fabulous side of myself.
Yeah. Your mom was a total glamour puss. It makes a lot of sense.
There was never a time when she was without makeup.
Let's get into this runway, shall we? It's the drag tot runway. Trinity K. Bonet as Fierce Felicia the Feline. Thoughts?
I thought it was so cute. I loved it. And I loved the jumpsuit with the fur coming out. That tail was darling. When she was prancing around the workroom with the tail, I was like, girl, I hope it's not gonna be a hairless cat.
She also had it between her legs, and I was like, I hope this looks right.
I know, I got a little nervous, but she delivered. I thought it was adorable.
This makeup was so cool. It was one of the best performances to me, and the best looks.
And the fur was just like, sticking out, and she was prancing around. It was very, very...
Oh. And that was Kasha Davis. Up next, we had Ginger as Tara Bell.
That whole sexy kind of thing, it's not the character I think kids are looking for.
Yeah, I mean, Ginger decided to go for something totally outside of her comfort zone. A Southern belle who makes a lot of backhanded compliments. She's never done that before. It's totally new.
No, it was a stretch. It was a stretch. But she, as the competitor, she went with what she knew she was good at, and she delivered it. Maybe it's not something she loves to do, entertaining kids, so she thought, this is gonna get me safe.
Ironically, I think she would be an amazing children's performer.
She's got that whole theatrical flair, so she has the whole storytelling vibe with regard to her performances, so I think it would be great.
Yeah, I think with children's audiences, she would really see eye to eye with them. And they shop at the same shoe store. Okay, up next we have Raja O'Hara as I See You Queen.
Yes, I Perfection.
Perfection.
She looked incredible. She looked fun. She looked flirty. And then it, of course, had meaning behind it, like, including all the kids. I see you. You're all valid. It was perfect. Loved it.
Perfect.
Loved it, loved it, loved it.
This was such a serve. When she came out, I was like, I don't know what somebody's gonna do next to top that because it was perfect. Up next, we have Eureka as Alexandria McQueen. What did you think?
She looked fun. She didn't look evil enough. It was good. It wasn't funny. And that's where that sort of idea, when you have a villain, they sort of have to make fun of themselves a little as they think they're fabulous and everything. It was okay.
Eureka did something I've never seen her do on Drag Race, which was she made a generic choice. This was kind of a generic choice.
It was. That's a great way to put it.
The character just needed dimension. It needed nuance. And finally, we have Kylie Sonique Love as Miss Behave.
Well, I'll tell you what, she looked beautiful, as always. She looked like a basic witch.
She did.
So it was a miss.
That skirt was a no.
And kids are just gonna be like, okay, you're a witch, but like, what else? As soon as she entered, I was like, okay, this is not a win.
And just that body, I'm like, if I was Sonique, I would have sewed a tube that stretched around my body and called it a day. I mean, she made things worse by trying to do this. Who had your favorite look?
Absolutely Raja. I mean, yeah.
And who had your least favorite look?
Oh, gosh. Well, I mean, based on everything that I've been going on and on about Kylie, I would have to say it was Kylie.
I know.
A close second would have been Ginger. It was very much just Ginger. There was nothing more than, I could see Ginger wearing that particular outfit at a gig, period.
Sadly, yes, she would wear that. Yeah. Ru announces that the winner is Raja O'Hara, getting her second win. Do you agree that she was the strongest overall?
Absolutely. Great choice. Obvious answer. The winner.
We all hope to go on All Stars and do what Raja's doing. It's amazing.
You don't need to go back. Just sit there. Do your job.
Ru, I'll be right there, and then I just leave in the middle. And this week, if you're not the winner, Kasha, you're in the bottom. What did you think about that?
Ooh, everybody's a bottom. And that's special for drag queens, because that's not normally the case.
Not normally the case.
No. Bunch of tops. Everybody's gonna pull out stops to sit and talk with Raja. And we, of course, the tears started to flow.
Oh yes, it's about to be the young and the restless in the workroom with the amount of crying that's about to happen. And also, I have no chill, so like if I was in their shoes, I would sit down and be like, Raja, you're looking very thin today. Wow, you look more and more beautiful every day. Like I would lay it on heavy. We see the queens plead their cases and emotions are high. Kasha, does having no wins hurt Eureka's chances, you think?
I think it definitely is going to be difficult at that point to plead your case.
When you don't have the wins, later in the game, it really starts to bother you. We return to the main stage and find out that lip sync assassin is Cameron Michaels. Cameron lip synced 4 times in a row in season 10. Isn't that wild?
She's amazing. She looks incredible as, in drag and out of drag. And when I first saw her, I was like, oh my gosh, it's a healthy Celine Dion. She just had that whole just strong, gorgeous Celine look. And I loved it.
She looked like an old French woman.
Exactly.
Yeah. Raja and Cameron lip synced to Boom Clap by guest judge Charlie XCX. That's from your repertoire, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. When I Googled her, I was like, oh, of course I know who she is.
Yeah.
I thought that the lip sync was, I don't know. I thought it was okay. There was no one pulling out any stops. It was a lip sync.
Kasha, I thought it was just okay too. Maybe Raja knew she made it to the top 4, so she was like,
well, or Raja being a little sweeter. Maybe she didn't want to have to be the one to say who was going next.
I didn't think about that.
Yes, as I was watching, I was like, I think she could do more, and she wasn't. And I thought, oh, she's playing the game. She knows that the message can be delivered, and it doesn't have to be by her.
Interesting. It wasn't that great. It was I don't know the more diplomatic way to say it other than this wasn't the best lip sync for either of them.
Yeah, I was like, okay. It's a fun song.
It really is. And I mean, the real artist is there. Can we do the heavy lifting for Charlie while she watches? Come on.
I mean, give her something.
Cameron wins the lip sync. Do you agree?
I agree.
I do too.
I think she definitely, of the two, she definitely was more entertaining. She gave us that cartwheel.
Cameron reveals that the group has chosen to send home Eureka. Do you think this was the right choice?
Oh, I think it was. If we were to go off the episode, I think that is one factor. And then, of course, not having wins. I mean, it's the game. And I think that it was the right choice.
Yeah, no wins. And she didn't do great that day. But finally, we are approaching this game within a game that we've heard so much about all season. And Eureka is told to report back to the main stage and get ready for a lip sync. Kasha, what do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it's a group lip sync. I don't know what it's gonna be.
I hope it's something competitive. I like when people compete to get back in. It makes it a little more earned. Kasha, from all these remaining queens, who do you think has what it takes to win All-Star 6?
Raj O'Hara. I'm loving it. There's consistency. She delivers. She has heart. There's a positivity there that I gravitate towards.
Yeah. It's a really good top 5, 6, how many are we at now? 4? It's a really good top 4 because they're all so different. It's a top 4 that the gays could sit at brunch and argue about. Oh, Mrs. Kasha Davis, thank you so much for joining me today. I love you so much.
Oh my gosh. I love you. Thank you so much for having me. You know, you make my heart sing when I see you just continue to be so successful. And I was tickled pink when somebody canceled and couldn't make it today. So I'm so glad to be here.
Can you let the children know where they can find you?
Oh my gosh, you can find me on all the socials, on Faceplace, Twitter, Insta, Snatch, and I'm even on TikTok. I said to Mr. Davis, I don't know why these kids are talking to the clock in the kitchen, but I'm all for it. And so you can find me there. And again, I can't wait. Imagination Station, my kids' TV show, is coming soon.
And thank you all for joining us here on The Pit Stop. Make sure you join us next week right here on the RuPaul's Drag Race YouTube channel when we jump into episode 10 of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 6. Goodbye. Bye.
Earring fell off.
Oh, the ear came off with it. Call the medic.
I'm gonna need.
Oh, God.
Sorry, hang on.
While we wait for this 75-year-old woman to figure it out, I encourage you all to subscribe to the RuPaul's Drag Race YouTube channel where there's exciting content like this on a weekly basis. I can't tell if she's listening to me or not.
Could you grab the super glue and my earbud fell out? The super glue's on my makeup table.
I think one of the earbuds is in her breast and the other one's on the floor.
On my makeup table.
She's falling apart. Can she see me? She could see me.
Do you want everything RuPaul's Drag Race at your fingertips? Then head over to YouTube now and subscribe to the RuPaul's Drag Race channel, and you will get all the episodes of everything you ever want, including brand new episodes of What You Packin'. Hi.